so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 80. Not enough syllables in that number. So we're gonna have to get into the triple digits, I think. 100. We'll get there. We're gonna have to do something special for episode 100. And by the way, of course, as you all know, my name is Casey, also known as Razinon. And the reason that I'm brainstorming, forecasting episode 100 with my guest this evening is, of course, while this is a new guest, Tanner has been fired for being absent on the podcast before the Cold War release. So now with my new permanent co-host, I'm trying to figure out what type of celebratory anniversary episode we should have for episode 100. And that guest is none other than Mr. GoatedOat.
What's going on, guys?
GoatedOat, how the fuck are you? So, GoatedOat has been in the community, listening to the program for quite a while. How long have you been listening?
Oh, a while now. I was on the podcast app for like 2 months before I ever made it to Twitch. And I think I've been on Twitch for, well, that was my 5-month sub, so
Okay.
that I just did today.
Oh, wow. So 7 months, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Quite a long time listener. I was given very little notice that our usual now fired, right, ex-co-host Tanner Dropshot, who's now just Tanner. I'm going to sue him for his Twitch name. His name is Tanner now. Was not going to be here today. And I didn't think it was going to be a very big deal because I figured there wasn't really going to be much to cover, this evening. Fucking 1 day, 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 17 seconds before the official release of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I was absolutely wrong, by the way. But once he told me, I was like, okay, well, I think I might get a co-host. I might not. We'll fucking see. And then I was talking about that during the Damascus Hangouts, patreon.com/thedropshot, of course. And then, GoatedOat DM me, and he was like, hey, if you need a co-host, let me know. So I was like, all right, fuck it, dude. Just get a new, fresh perspective, and all that. So GoatedOat is someone most of you will not know, but those of you in the Discord might know him. He's active there. And then, if you guys watch his stream and shit too. So, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 26, and in 11 days, I'll be 27.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's like mine and Tanner's age.
Mm-hmm.
He started a stream, GoatedOat. So make sure you guys follow him there. Twitch.tv/GoatedOat. Twitter is the same thing. And that is that. So welcome, dude. Thank you for filling in. We will be sure to boost those numbers, as it were. So if you're a fan of this program, twitch.tv/GoatedOat, follow now. So thanks for filling in, dude. And we got a lot to talk about. This is going to be fun, and it'll be cool to get, as I said, a different perspective on this program. So in the notes real quick, Tanner, ex-co-host Tanner, not Tanner Dropshot, Tanner, thanks. Brad Nike for the offline sub. Change it, by the way, Brad. But thanks for that, I guess. Now you've wasted your money because Tanner is not associated with the Dropshot anymore. But nonetheless, thank you, I guess. Also, absolutely no new patrons. I am molding. Patreon.com/thedropshot, so this never happens again. By the way, for those of you, some of you have been asking, where the fuck are the bonus episodes? That's a great question. They're not here yet, because Tanner and I are waiting for Cold War to come out. We would have really only had one episode by now, but we're also not going to have one this Friday. So what we're going to do is record quite a few next week, maybe even this weekend. So we're still going to have 4 bonus episodes, of course, for the month of November. But we just wanted to not record any prior to the Cold War release, because I feel like that's going to be of most interest to you guys, and that's certainly going to be of most interest to us. So rest assured, you're just going to get like back-to-back episodes like later on this month if you're on the Patreon. And of course, no matter when you join, you get access to the full fucking catalog. So patreon.com/thedropshot. Thank you for being patient, but you guys will get all of your shit. Trust me. And then what else do we have? All right. So lastly, last announcement is our giveaway. So as we mentioned last week, we were doing our last giveaway of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. I couldn't be more excited to be done doing these, by the way. Probably never going to do one again because it's too difficult and it's too time consuming. And it takes more time than any of you would probably think it takes to do a giveaway. But in honor of friend of the program, Deacon Cheese, the homie, also been around for quite a while. Twitch.tv/Deacon Cheese, DeaCanChanChese. Find him on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. He has sponsored our final giveaway of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. Now, Jake Squatch asks a very pertinent question. How do I win? Excellent question. Let me find out. So I'm going to press start giveaway. So you guys have to be following the stream to win. And if you're subbed, you get bonus points. So here we go. So conveniently, in the Streamlabs message, I'll just read it for you. A winner gets Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. Raffle has started for you guys. Use !FuckMW to enter the raffle. So for those of you in chat, go ahead and type !FuckMW. If you did it correctly, Streamlabs will tell you you've been entered. And we will be doing a drawing for that shortly. So make sure you type that command into chat. Tanner Dropshot, formerly Tanner Dropshot, just Tanner, asked if he can enter. Absolutely not. No, absolutely you can't enter. I'll tell you what, Tanner, you can enter, and if you win, you have to give away 2 copies of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition at your own expense. So keep that the fuck in mind. So make sure you type !FuckMW. And we're going to be drawing our winner very shortly. I should have probably opened this up earlier, but doesn't matter. So GoatedOat, any announcements, anything in general you want to say about I don't know, anything?
Well, yes. One, it's Veterans Day, so appreciate all the veterans out there. And secondly, go check out Deacon's stream. It's always crispy. I've been there a couple times. It's a good looking stream. It's fun to watch. Good commentary. So we appreciate the giveaway. And as a viewer, I'm actually glad that we're done with the giveaways as well, because it's just getting too much.
Yeah, I know. It stopped being like special.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's still super cool. We have a great community here, but the game's out now, so.
Yeah, agreed. It is very cool. And dude, also, by the way, I could probably give away 10 more with all the messages I've gotten. Like, so many people here are just like, oh, I want to help. I want to like give back, whatever. It's fucking insane. yeah, it's very strange, but yeah, it's a lot of work, and yeah, like at some point as a listener, like some of you on fucking iTunes are probably mauling right now, just smashing the fast forward button because you're like, enough of this, dude. Like, can we stop? Can we stop with the giveaways? Listen, listener.
Seriously.
Yeah, I sympathize with you. So this is our last one, I promise. But again, yes, well put, Goated, and Deacon. Again, thank you, brother. So I'm gonna close this bitch out, and then we are going to move on to the program. So I'm closing entries now. Last chance! ! Fuck MW! Hurry up and do it. Okay. Entries are now closed, and I will now pick a winner. So if you win, I need you to say in chat what your Twitter handle is or what your Instagram handle is, and then message me from that account that you claim to own. Because this can be faked, but not if you tell me what your Twitter handle is. So I'm picking the winner. Here we go. Almighty Moonrock is your winner. Let's go. All right, Almighty Moonrock, congratulations, brother, on winning a copy of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. As I said, make sure you tell me in chat what your fucking handle is. If you can't, then DM me on Twitch and I'll get back to you. But congratulations, brother. And thank you for entering. And Deacon Cheese, once again, thank you for the very generous contribution, brother. Honored, humbled, and privileged. So that is it for announcements. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get this fucking show on the road. So if you were listening for the jingle, here it is. All right. Okay, cool. Moonrock, DM me from your Instagram, and then I'll hit you up tomorrow. I'll make sure to give it to you actually tomorrow so that you have it before you can start downloading it before it's live. So, yeah. Congrats, dude. All right, so like I said, lot to talk about today. We are going to cover all of the important bits. I'll go into a little more detail, but first, playlist updates very quickly. This is for MW and Warzone. 1 day, 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 15 seconds. So fret not. This doesn't matter, but nonetheless. Ground War, Gunfight, TDM, Snipers only. Hardpoint, Hills and Kills was just hardpoint, and you also get points for killing people. Shipment 24/7 and Shoothouse 24/7. And then in Warzone, solos, duos, trios, quads, and plunder trios. That's it. So there's your playlist update. And now we're moving on to patch notes. A little bit more to talk about here. First, I would like to remind everyone very quickly, no matter what platform you're on, you can start pre-downloading, pre-installing Cold War. Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I recommend you do that. Especially if you live in some dog shit country like Australia, where you guys get like 50 kilobytes a second down. Start downloading it now, and then when you go to sleep tonight or while you're sleeping, like, you can have it being downloaded. So then by the time the servers go live, you're all set to go. So I would just, quick reminder, everyone can do this by the time you're listening. So keep that in mind. MP Control Ward, you cannot download it on your Game Boy, but you can do it on a PS4, which is basically the same thing. Now, with that out of the way, patch notes. First of all, I thought this was interesting. There was a big patch for MW, but it actually reduced the size of the game on all platforms by at least 25 gigs, often more, which is great. Because it was a big patch, but I guess they condensed a lot of shit or just outright removed a lot of shit. So that's very cool. They've also added a new separate high-resolution textures pack on consoles for those who want higher res asset packs. I would recommend almost no one do that, to be honest. Especially because if you own a console, this is actually not a dig. If you own a console, you're probably not super concerned with graphical fidelity, and your hard drive space is probably pretty limited as it is. I wouldn't bother with a high-res texture pack, and you're going to get shittier frames if you actually use them. Maybe not for like a PS5 or Xbox F-150, but whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, the main point here is that the patch is actually going to shrink the size of the game, which is good. Also, we're excited to launch a beta version of private Warzone matches. This requires various player accounts to start the match, and we have 3 modes available. So rather than maximums, these are minimums that I'm going to list here. I'm sure these also have maximums, probably 150 or 200. But you could do private Warzone BR, 50 players required to start, and you can also do this in a squad configuration. So 50 individuals, or I think when they say squad, I think they mean 4s. No, they couldn't mean that, because 50 over 4. No, they could mean that. Whatever. Plunder, also private plunder, 30 required to start, and that also has squad variations. And then mini BR, which requires 24 players. Now, as I said, I haven't had a chance to play since this patch at all. But I've been seeing a couple streams. I've been seeing a lot of buzz on Twitter about people making private lobbies and shit. Swag posted a clip on his Twitter where he has in like this private lobby, and literally everyone dropped Superstore. It's just like 150 people all dropping Superstore. It was very interesting to see. So GoatedOat, have you had any experience playing this? Have you seen any streams of it? What are your thoughts?
I actually saw that same stream, and I did try to get into a custom, actually before the podcast here, some of the Dropshot fans. And of course, Sal was organizing it, so it didn't work. But it's something that's going to work for us, for this community. It's going to be awesome. I think Hangouts would be cool if we could do something like that. It seems fairly simple. You just need to get everyone organized, which is the hardest part.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I've been hearing good things about it, honestly. As you said, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty good. I wish they did this a long time ago rather than when a brand new game is coming out.
Right.
But it's gonna be fun. I'm glad they added it.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard good things about it too, like the tick rate, server stability, shit like that. Like, it's actually been performing pretty well from what I've heard.
I heard the same.
Yeah, and the possibilities are fucking endless. Because, like, if you make a private, like, mini BR with, like, 30 people, you can tell everyone, okay, here are the rules. We're doing fucking, like, pistols only. And people will actually, like, do it.
Yeah.
I'm also curious if you can, like, to what degree you can customize it. Like, can you customize the type of ground loot? Can you restrict things?
I tried to host one, and it didn't give me any options like that. But
okay.
This is going to be the future of tournaments in Warzone, I would think.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone played Fortnite, but going back to that game, that's kind of what they did. A lot of the tournaments were hosted in custom, so it's going to be cool. I mean, can you imagine 150 of like the top Call of Duty Warzone players dropping into one game together for money?
True.
It's going to be great.
I will add, though, Nate Gibson, friend of the program, had a tweet where he was like talking about this, and he was like, yeah, this is cool, but tournaments being like all 150 really good players, it's going to just be a lot of fucking camping, especially if there's money on the line. Like, can you imagine getting camped by fucking Nate Gibson? Like, Nate Gibson's corner camping with a stopping power MP5. You're never going to, you know, like, what can you do there? But it's going to be all players like that. So I'm I'm hoping tournaments, especially in this game too, where it's real fucking easy to camp because there's so many buildings. I'm hoping that there's at least some number of tournaments that stay the same format as they are now, where it's like who can pub stomp the hardest. Because otherwise it's going to be just campy dog shit and a lot of gimmicky cheese shit. And then at the very last circle, it's going to be just chaos. Like cluster strikes everywhere, like durable gas mask, juggernaut suits. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. But as far as we're concerned, these are going to be fucking fun for us, dude. We do, we do hangouts every Friday night for the Damascus patrons. And there are a lot of activities that we are just barred from doing because we have too many people in at the same time. Not anymore. Like we could do as many people as have ever been at a hangout, we can do a BR with. And that would be so fucking fun, dude. Like all of us drinking, laughing, the hangout with the boys that we do every week, and then just fucking play a BR out of it. That's going to be super fun. And I'm thinking of some ideas too, because 24 is the smallest number we would require. I don't think we've ever had that many on one evening. So we would have to figure out a way to bring in other people. Maybe gold patrons can get in on that or something. So I'm thinking of ideas, but this is going to be very fucking good for us. So I'm very excited for that, for sure. But yeah, we'll see. Nonetheless, this is also a beta version. So like, I think being able to customize ground loot and shit might be forthcoming, just not like right away, you know? That's what
makes sense.
That's what I would hope for sure. Yeah. Yeah, Ron Wood, gold patrons for hangouts. I think gold patrons we could like bring in to this. And then, yeah, I've got to iron out some details, but it's going to be fun for sure. So, also, sorry, 1 second. My camera almost fell. What do we have here? Yeah. Also, remove Juggernauts from bunker puzzles. So, by the way, I'm not going over everything that changed for the patch notes. I'm just going over like the important shit. So, remove Juggernauts from the bunker puzzles. There is now high resolution texture streaming for MDub. This is on PC. It's just an option in your graphics menu. I'm not sure exactly what the point of that is, but you can look into that. Also, new detection contract as an RCXD to the Warzone Training. So there's Warzone Training now too. Do you know what this is, Goat?
I do not. I saw it on the menu, but I don't need any training in Warzone. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there is a new thing called Warzone Training, which was not in their patch notes, by the way. The only way I know about Warzone,
why would it be?
Yeah. Yeah, why would it be? The only way I know about this is because of this little feature. So there's some new detection contract that is in the training. I don't think it's on live servers yet. Or like in actual games. But basically you pick up this contract, you get a temporary heartbeat sensor like thing, but it's basically like a Geiger counter. And it takes you to a special loot box inside of which you get an RCXD. And the RCXD is one-shotting bots in the Warzone Training. So this isn't, again, in actual games yet, but you can bet your ass it's going to be very soon. Mm-hmm. Maybe when Cold War launches, if not, definitely by the time Season 1 starts, which we will get into. But RCXDs in Warzone, what are your thoughts?
Not really a fan. I don't think any of the little gimmicky crap they had to Warzone is good, like the Juggernauts, RCXDs. I mean, it's easy to hate on it if you've never done it. It's something new, but I just don't see how this is going to be a good addition. I mean, Can you run this thing into a room with a full squad and wipe them with one shot? Like, how's it going to work? I'm not really sure. But at least they're adding content to Warzone and trying.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is one of those things where at first glance, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think about it and I'm like, well, if you're out in the open, you're going to hear an RCXD and you're going to be able to shoot it pretty fucking easily. So
That's
it's
true.
pretty counterable if you're out in the open. If you are camping in a room like a rat, maybe you deserve to die to an RCXD. Maybe it's another anti-camping device. So I think that's going to... Again, I don't know. This is just like me theorizing about what this would lead to. But it might be good to disincentivize campers or at least punish them for being the rats that they are. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. At the same time, I bet you it's going to be like you said. Like you could do some dumb gimmicky shit with it. Like what if you put like 2 C4s on it? Then you just auto squad wipe a whole team from 40 meters away, even if they have EOD. Like, well, now I'm not a fan, obviously. So,
right.
And I feel like that shit is going to be possible for sure.
I mean, we're putting C4s on recon drones, so
exactly.
You put it on anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But that is, again, it's not live, but it is in the trading. So it's coming soon is the TLDR there. So real quick, by the way, Kickflip. Sorry, 12 minutes ago. 1,000 bits. Let's go, dude. Thank you, brother. I love you, man. Welcome back, dude. I appreciate you. Tanner, formerly Tanner Dropshot with a gifted sub to the Archduke. Thank you as well, brother. And TTV _ notoriety with a gifty boy. Let's go. Thank you, boys. Much appreciated. Honored, humbled, and privileged. I appreciate you, boys. Thank you very much. Kickflip, sorry it took me so long, dude, but thank you. I really appreciate it. And notoriety as well for your undying support, dude. Thank you, boys. Now let's move on here. This I am quite a fan of. And by the way, if you guys aren't noticing, a lot of this patch that just came to MDub that we're going over right now is just preparing for Cold War launch. And that's going to make more sense as we get later into this episode, because they're going to do #seamless transition, which we will of course get into. This is part of that seamless transition. All of these, or most of this patch. And this is the same. MDub and Warzone loadouts separated after a new update. So, pretty fucking self-explanatory, honestly. You go into the game, and then you pick between Warzone versus MDub, and you can have 10 loadouts for each one. So you would use your 10 MDub loadouts in multiplayer. You'd use your 10 Warzone loadouts, obviously, in Warzone. This should have been... call back in real quick, Goat. Your camera bugged out.
I got you.
It's just the website. It's not your fault. Now, this should have been in the game, of course, day one of Warzone. This is not difficult to do at all. And it actually makes me mauled because, like, I have to change my classes all the time because I actually play multiplayer. I'm one of the fucking idiots that actually plays multiplayer. So it's really annoying having to change them up. So now they're separated. But again, this is just preparation for Cold War. Because once Cold War Season 1 comes out, you're going to have 3 loadout selections in Warzone, which will be interesting. Maybe, actually. I'm not sure. We'll get into that. Make sure you mute on Grid Fan, by the way.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, GoatedOat, your thoughts.
Great addition. I mean, it just makes sense. It's so much easier. I hated like jumping into a game with friends and then trying to scramble and make a loadout before you drop into Warzone after you're playing multiplayer. So this is actually something this is done well. 10 classes for both. So I'm a big fan, and Just like the custom lobbies, long overdue, but I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, agreed. It is, I mean, it's weird that they're doing all of this, especially because so much can go wrong, and they're doing it, they're like cramming for the exam. Like they're doing it right before Cold War comes out.
It seems very crammed.
Right?
Yeah, it does.
Like, I haven't heard too much about it being a buggy fucking nightmare, to be fair, so maybe it works out in this case. But even if it does work out, it's still like, I don't know. It just, yeah, it reeks of like, you know, cramming, I guess. But anyways, yeah, great change. That's unambiguously a fantastic thing to add. And then I'm curious about your thoughts on this shit. New Rebirth Leaderboard added to Warzone after new update. So, some people are talking about this being a teaser for something called Rebirth Island in Warzone. That harkens back to something from a previous Call of Duty game that I'm not familiar with. But to me, basically, there's a new leaderboard underneath the regular leaderboards, such as score and kills, is a brand new leaderboard called Rebirth. As of the November 9th update, there isn't a game mode called Rebirth in Warzone, and no player has a score on it either. Now, to me, this is obviously going to be the stats that are tracked from November 13th, 2020 to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2021, next year, holiday season. Rebirth is obviously referring to it's like a reset of your stats without resetting your stats. It's just a leaderboard for the new title for the new year. That's what it obviously seems like to me. But a lot of people are talking about how this could be a hint of Rebirth Island. But why would that be called? Why would a region in Warzone have a leaderboard named under it? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. What are your thoughts on this, Goat?
I think you were right with your first point that it's probably just going to be tracking stats when the new game comes out, which is good. I'm glad that they're going to be, if that's the case, you know, I'm glad they're doing that. I don't really get the Rebirth Island thing.
Do you even know what that is? Like, have you heard of it before?
No.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is Rebirth Island is the Soviet testing facility from the first Black Ops game, where Nova 6 gas is developed and Mason executes Steiner. So it's like from the campaign. With Black Ops Cold War and Warzone fully integrating in December, Nova 6 gas would be an ideal link between the MW and Black Ops universes in Warzone. And then here's a picture of the Rebirth leaderboard. I'll full screen this for you. But nothing about a leaderboard with the name Rebirth implies to me that this has anything to do with a geographic location. Everything that Rebirth implies, I mean, the word doesn't say Rebirth Island leaderboard. It just says Rebirth. I feel like this is just a stat reset, but really it's not exactly a reset. I don't know. This seems obvious to me. But everyone speculating in this way makes me think I actually might be wrong about this. But to what degree, I don't know. But the long and short of it is, this is in the game now under leaderboards. No one has any score on it, and they haven't said a fucking syllable about what it means. Welcome to Call of Duty. Welcome to our world. So, yeah, I don't know. Very weird. I don't think it's a game mode either, by the way. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know where this speculation comes from other than the name. So we'll see. Real quick. A Bates with the 2-month sub. Let's go. And notoriety with the Jesus Christ 50 United States dollars. Wow, that's a lot of scratch. And the message attached is make your bed. Well. Boy, 50 United States dollars. Is it worth making your bed for 50 United States dollars? I'll tell you what, notoriety. I will make my bed at a time, right? Because you didn't specify when the bed had to be made. So eventually, I'll make my fucking bed, but it's not going to be right now. So get fucking scammed, but also thank you, dude. I love you. A lot of support, a lot of love. TTV_notoriety. Long-time supporter of this program. Thank you, dude. That's a lot of money for real. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And we could use it for the extremely expensive website we are developing for you guys, by the way. So that shit helps. So thank you for real, dude. I appreciate you. And also, simple name with 100 biddies. Let's go. And it appears my donation screen has just stopped working. So if you've donated, for example, $1 United States and then given a message, I can't see it, right? Because it broke. So sorry. But simple name, thank you for the 100 biddies as well, dude. Take the zoom off Rook. I don't know what that means.
I was trying to figure that out myself.
So, okay. This guy's like, what? This is Pawn Takes Pawn's Twitch account. Just cryptic messages that don't quite make sense. So, anyways, like I said, that is there are more patch notes for MDub. I'm not going over them. Those were the ones that were important that I thought were worth sharing. If we read through everything tonight, this would be a 7-hour podcast. So we're just going to hit the important notes as we see them and things that we kind of have to talk about. So as far as patch notes, that is it. Next section here is news and upcoming changes. So Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War official launch time announced. By the way, I set the Black Ops Cold War release timer that you see on your screen 6 months ago. Not really. How long ago? I think there were 70 days. So I think 2 months ago. A little more. And then Tanner was like, yeah, MDub came out at 9 p.m. the evening before the release day. So you can set that. So I did. And it's correct. So this timer has been exactly correct this entire time. So, 9 p.m. in the correct time zone, which is, of course, Pacific Standard Time on November 12th. Is technically when that comes out, which is going to be midnight Eastern Time on the 13th. So, again, now we know. And then there was a post-launch roadmap announced, I should say, that had a lot of great stuff in it. Mm-hmm. So November 24th, we have, this is the best news I've ever gotten. So Nuketown 1984, bitch. November 24th. Let's fucking go, dude. That's why I'm repping this coveted straight out of Nuketown tank top this evening. Straight out of Nuketown. This is the best map that has ever been designed in Call of Duty. Easily. Maybe not easily. But it is easily one of the best maps in the entire fucking franchise. And I was pretty confident it was going to come back for Black Ops. But I wasn't sure when. November 24th is about as good as it gets. Because we basically are going to have Nuketown in the game for the whole fucking year. So this is the best thing I've heard about Cold War yet. What are your thoughts on Nuketown, Goat?
I'm fucking pumped. It is like a classic Call of Duty map, one of the best. And what is it? 11 days after launch. So you get used to the game and then you hop right into Nuketown. Are they going to bring a Nuketown only playlist like we saw with Modern Warfare with Shipment and Shoot House? I hope so. And they better keep it the whole lifetime of the game. Because
true.
It's just like the best map. Everyone wants to play it. There's no reason not to keep it in there. And one thing that Treyarch seems to do better than iDub, well, one of the many things, is that they listen to the community. So if there's a bunch of people saying they want Nuketown, they're just going to keep it in there.
Yeah, For sure. For sure. Agreed. I don't think it's going to be a permanent 24/7 playlist. Here's what I would guess. November 24th, Nuketown comes out. Nuketown 24/7 for a week or so. And then intermittently throughout the rest of the year, there's going to be Nuketown 24/7 playlists. But the real beauty of Nuketown being in the game is that it's going to help every Sixes playlist be fun. Because there's a chance you get Nuketown, you know? So I'm just so happy about this. And then following that, December 10th is when Season 1 starts. Season 1 of Cold War, but also Season 1 of Call of Duty, which we will get into. But specifically to Cold War, when Season 1 starts, December 10th, there's going to be more new maps, multiplayer maps, and modes. 2v2 Gunfight is coming back. The Gunfight playlist, which I did not expect at all, which is fantastic. Some more new weapons, new zombie modes, a quote, classified Warzone experience, which is interesting, and more. So here is, for your guys' reference, a picture of the roadmap. But what are your thoughts on all this December 10th stuff?
I mean, like a month after launch, I think it's pretty good. To me, it seems like, why isn't this just in at launch? But I know there's stuff they got to work out. But it's still a month after. That's pretty good. I like it. Classified Warzone experience is kind of puzzling to me. It's going back to this Rebirth thing. I don't know. Could be something like that. But I mean, you guys have talked about it before about zombies on here. I'm excited. Feel like there hasn't been a good zombies in a little bit. Not a huge zombies player, but it's good to play with your friends.
Then, yeah.
Yeah. But Gunfight, I was also surprised about that, and I enjoy Gunfight. So I'm pretty excited for the game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I am very curious what this classified Warzone experience means. We're going to get into some more Warzone details later on. This might have been what they were referring to. I don't know which came out first. The roadmap actually might have come out first. And that might have been what they were referring to. But not sure. Nonetheless, all this other shit sounds pretty good. I kind of disagree with you about this being in at launch, though, because for those of you who have played a game at launch on the internet, it's going to be a fucking disaster for at least like 5 days. Like server instability, queues, shit like that. And there's still going to be stuff that's new from beta to launch. Like there's going to be maps that weren't in the beta, guns, attachments. So I think there's going to be enough like new shit at launch to where I'll be like satisfied waiting until the 10th of December, I would say.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it is expected. Usually there's a month or two that they're kind of testing out, making sure the servers aren't absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
And then they'll add some stuff. So,
Yeah. I'm actually, I feel like a month is real soon. So I think it's great. But we will, of course, see how it goes. Very surprised about Gunfight. Very pleasantly surprised. Not something I'm going to play a ton, but I'll play it. I am curious if Gunfight tournaments come back too. And I feel like they will.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for them. I mean, they can actually talked about it before, cool rewards when you win these tournaments. So
yeah,
that would be cool to see.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a game mode I'll play when I'm just playing with one of my buddies. We'll hop in, but it's cool to have the option because sometimes multiplayer gets a little boring. So going into 2v2 is makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, mix it up for sure.
Yeah.
And then now, the very, very content dense section of this program. So I believe it was this was Activision posted about a lot of shit coming to the franchise, not just Cold War, when the game comes out. So again, there is an entire blog post that is filled with all the details on Activision's website, or I believe it's Call of Duty's website, callofduty.com/blog, I think. But we're just going to go through the high points, the main points, and kind of talk about those, because there's a bunch of details that frankly aren't worth really covering. So if you want to get the full thing, go to callofduty.com. But we're going to go through the big key points. So starting November 13th, when Cold War launches, Warzone will integrate Cold War and MDub into a completely unified XP/progression system. Players will begin by completing military ranks, a traditional leveling journey to unlock functional gameplay items. Once completed, Cold War players will enter an updated and improved season leveling that begins at launch with the preseason, which is November 13th. And that's going to sync up with all three games at the beginning of Season 1, which is December 10th. And what this basically means is you can level up in all three games. So if you play Warzone, or if you play MDub, or if you play Cold War, you're leveling for all three at the same time. There's no more separation of levels at all, really. That's going to start on December 10th. So between the 13th and December 10th, they're still going to be like separate, but by the time December 10th comes, your overall level is going to be what your current Cold War level is at that time. Mm-hmm. So if you're, level 155 in MDub right now, and you're level 1 in Cold War, on December 10th, you will be level 1 with some caveats. So you want to level in Cold War is the point here. But there's a lot of caveats. That's kind of misleading. So let me continue. Check the barracks menu of each and every title for a new change. Your enlisted ranks, level 1 through 55, are now known as military ranks. These are basically non-prestige ranks. So like MDub 1 through 55, if you're under level 55 in MDub, with each level, you earn like a weapon or a perk or something. Equipment, lethals, etc. These are now known as military ranks, whatever. These will be fully synchronized between all three games, beginning at launch for Cold War players, and in Season 1 for MDub and Warzone players. So, again, leveling in 1 is going to level you in all once December 10th comes. You can level by playing each game, and you can even do that by playing like fucking Cold War zombies. Interesting note here, Cold War is the preferred way to level, is what it said in the blog post. There wasn't much detail on what that meant. In fact, there was none other than the word preferred. But what that means is, obviously, they want to incentivize people buying the new game. So you're probably going to get more XP per match per minute in Cold War than you would playing MDub. And there's also going to probably be a greater density of like challenges that grant XP in Cold War, the new game. So before I move on, any thoughts? Go.
No, not really. I think we still got a decent amount to go through on these leveling, but it is kind of cool that you can level the games at the same time. So if you prefer playing MDub over Cold War or vice versa, you can still do that and then have the same levels and guns available to play Warzone. So, I mean, that's definitely a positive, but nothing much more to add.
Yeah. There's more to go over here. So, So again, to synchronize player progression across all three games, your military rank will be reset within MDub and Warzone at the start of Cold War Season 1, December 10th. And the reset again is synchronized to your current progression level in Cold War when Season 1 begins. Now here's the caveat. Only your XP is reset. Everything you've previously unlocked remains available in MDub and Warzone. So your weapons, the weapons you've unlocked, you keep them even if you get reset to level 1. Your perks, you keep them all. Kill streaks, you keep them all. Camos, weapon blueprints, operators, literally everything you keep if you've gotten it in like MW. So like if you got Damascus, you're going to have it. Even if you don't get Cold War and it resets you to level 1, you'll still have all that shit. So that's an important caveat. It's not like all that grinding was for naught, but it is going to reset you to level 1. And then your seasonal officer progression, as it's currently known in MW, so like levels 55 through 155, those are now going to be known as season levels, which incorporates a seasonal prestige leveling system. And these again are fully synchronized between all 3 games. Seasonal progression has been updated with aspects of the traditional prestige system, allowing players to unlock and use rewards, including some incredibly cool legacy player identity items from the world of Black Ops. Okay, so basically, leveling is going to be the same no matter what game you're on, and your level is going to be the same between games. You only have one level now. It's not a level in Cold War and a separate one in MW. It's going to be the same for all of them. There's going to be 1 through 55 where you unlock shit, just like it was in old Call of Duty games, where by the time you got to level 55, you unlocked an AK and MW2, and then you're fucking fragging. I think it was close to that, not quite. And then after that, you would be able to prestige. Kind of the same thing here, but there's going to be some differences. So the seasonal levels are now the prestige levels. And then once you hit 55, you start getting season levels. Okay. What does that mean? After completing the military ranks at level 55, so once you've unlocked everything, you'll automatically, you don't opt into this, it automatically does it. You'll enter the seasonal leveling progression path and automatically earn your first prestige at seasonal level 1. So seasonal level 1 or season level 1 is like level 56 in MW. If that makes sense. Here's another difference from prestige. You keep all your creative class shit you've already unlocked. There's no more resetting of any of that. And then during the preseason period between launch and season 1, so the 13th to the December 10th, you'll have the opportunity to reach up to 3 prestiges, as well as a weapon blueprint at season level 50. So as soon as you hit season level 1, which is the level after level 55, you got prestige 1. Then, if you get to season level 50, you're at prestige 2. And with that, you get a weapon blueprint. And then another 50 levels, so for a total of season level 100, you enter prestige 3. So you can think of prestige 3 as Modern Warfare level 155. It's the same number of levels. It's 100 plus the 55. But they're just calling them something different now. There are other ways that this is different. But that's to get started. Excuse me. GoatedOat. Any thoughts thus far?
It seems confusing at first, but I think once everyone gets into the game and realizes that it's really, once you hit level 1, it's just 50 levels and you prestige automatically. It'll make more sense as you play. But I'm excited Prestige is coming back. I'm excited that they're not resetting classes after you Prestige. The Prestige symbols seem pretty cool. It's just cool because, right now in Modern Warfare, what do you get? 155 or whatever, and you're just done. I don't even know what level I am or anymore. You don't even pay attention.
Or care, exactly.
So there's no point to it. Here, it looks like there's really... It's just not going to stop. You just keep leveling and leveling up and just, stunting on people in these lobbies.
Yeah, true. Those dog shit officer ribbons, yeah. So,
Exactly.
By the way, on the screen, I have an image from Treyarch.com, their blog. Here's the prestige icons for level 1, 2, and 3. This is not very important, but I will say I fucking love this art style that they're going with. It's like sort of cartoony, but also like looks actually like metal. I don't know. I just fucking love it. I think this looks awesome, and I'm very excited. And then there is the season level 50 or prestige 1 reward gun there. It's called Nightfall. I don't know what kind of gun that is. Don't care. But as Goat said, if you're confused listening to this, it doesn't matter. The game comes out in fucking 1 day, 59 minutes, and 15 seconds. So you'll figure it out. It's actually not that complicated, but when they try to like describe it in words, it can like appear complicated. And it's probably even more so when I'm just like reading off to you the key points. But I'm trying to kind of explain what it means. But that's that so far. I'm going to hold my thoughts for now. I want to move on a little bit. So that prestige level 3 is in the preseason. That's what you can get to. Starting with season 1 on December 10th, your level will reset. And it's going to reset again with each new season. And your progress, here's where it's weird, your progress will resume from the highest prestige you earned in the previous season. So, if you got to prestige 2 in season 1, and then season 2 started, once season 2 starts, you start at prestige 2, but the total number of prestiges gets increased by 4? Yes, 4. So let me just read this to you verbatim. Starting with season 1 in December, your level will reset with each new season, and your progress will resume from the highest prestige you achieved in the previous season. Each season will offer 4 additional prestiges to achieve across the first 200 levels, plus a new weapon blueprint to earn at level 50. So new prestige and weapon blueprint at season level 50, and then another new prestige at season level 100, 150, and 200. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of lost now. I thought I understood this, not totally sure I do.
So
go ahead, Goat, help us out.
Yeah, I think you can, in the preseason, get up to prestige 3. And if you get up to prestige 3 in the preseason, once the season starts in December, you can get up to 7th prestige, right? And it's a prestige every 50 levels within the season.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying as well.
Oh, season levels are separate from prestiges. Now I think I get it. Because I was getting confused with the season level thing. Like new prestige at season level 50 in season 1. Okay, I get it. Okay. All right, look, listen. Look here, listen. Okay, preseason, you get prestige 1. Okay? When season 1 comes out, you're at season level 1 once the new season comes out. Your season level gets reset, but you're still a prestige 1. So then for every 50 levels you get in that season, you get another prestige. So let's say you get to season level 100 in season 1, then you'd be a total of prestige 3. And then when season 2 starts, you're going to be season level 1, but you're going to be prestige 3. So that as soon as you get to season level 50 in season 2, then you'll be prestige 4. So you have to disentangle them and then it makes sense. Okay, I get it now. Again, just like GoatedOat said, this is probably not making sense to you guys. And that's okay, because it doesn't really matter. What I will say is I like this a lot, because what this achieves is a sense of progression within a season, but also a sense of progression between seasons. So like throughout the entire game, you can be getting those more and more prestiges, but also inside one season, there's also like inter-season and intra-season progression, I guess. What are your thoughts, Goat? All right, do you get it now? Do you
Yeah.
agree with what I'm saying? I'm right,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just explained it better, I think. Basically, there's prestiges within the season, and your prestige level is not going to stop when the new season starts. I think it's cool. I think the whole idea behind it is so that if someone doesn't play one season, they're not just like a level 0 when they log on. They still have prestiges, and they're still
Yes.
a decent level.
Yes.
And it makes people want to keep playing within those seasons. Everyone knows at the end of a season, the content gets a little stale. You don't really level up. You don't get anything. So I like it. It's going to be cool. I mean, it says you get rewards and stuff. We'll have to see what those really are. But I just think they're actually defining a level, season rank, prestige in this game. It's already a positive for me.
Yes. I love this. Yeah. I think this is so cool. And I think it's actually even better than the traditional prestige system. Now that I fully understand it, because it is the traditional prestige system, but also more. Because it's like,
Right.
It operates within a separate leveling thing within a season. I like it, dude. I like this a lot. I'm fucking juiced. I think I understood this last night, but I couldn't explain it as well. So, okay. Very cool. So to sum up, this means you can earn up to 3 prestiges in the preseason, up to 4 prestiges after each season after that, for a total of 25 plus prestiges across all seasons. So let's say you don't even buy Cold War until season 7. In that case, you can just get prestige 25 all in one season. But you're going to have to get, what is it? 25 times 50 levels?
Yeah.
So, quick maths, 1,000 levels, right? 1,000 season levels in season 7 is what you'd have to do.
Yeah.
I'm just trying.
Like
25 times 5? Holy shit, am I dumb? No, it's
Dude, you
1250.
really put me on the spot here.
It's 1250, right? 25 times 50? Hold on, let's do some.
Let's
do
get a
some quick
calculator
maths. Yeah.
up in here.
Yeah, 1250. Okay. Anyways, that's just another example of like how this works.
We're pretty dumb.
Yeah, true. But there's more. If you reach level 200 in any season, you will also achieve the title of Prestige Master for that season. Your prestige level color will change to signify your Prestige Master status, and you'll gain the ability to personalize your prestige icon with legacy prestige icons from previous Call of Duty games that you've unlocked. I think I understand this. I'm not sure though. Because what if I skip season 1 and then I get 200? Okay, let's say I don't play for season 1 or 2, but in season 3, I get season level 200. So even though I'm only a prestige 4, I would also be a prestige master, even though there could be people in my lobby who are prestige 9 who wouldn't be prestige masters for that season.
Correct.
That's what that's saying, right?
And I think that's accurate.
Is that good?
That
bothers me. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Yeah, they make Prestige Master sound like it's like this really hard thing to get, but it doesn't seem like it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the highest prestige to get it. When I was first reading this, I was actually super pumped about it because I thought it'd be like, once you max out, then you get that. But now you're kind of explaining it that way. I'm not as big as fan as I was. I think it should be reserved for people that have been playing since the beginning of the game and are maxing out each prestige levels within the season to get Prestige Master. But I do think it's cool that you can get legacy icons from old games.
That is
you've
cool.
played.
Yes. I think it's possible that they actually miswrote this. I think
you could be right.
I think what they might mean, I'm not sure, but what they might mean is if you are the highest prestige level that is possible at this time, which will require season level 200. So season level 200 would be, here's my philosophy degree. Here we go. Season level 200 would be necessary to be a prestige master, but it would not be sufficient. No.
Correct.
Wait.
Yeah. You said it right.
Yes. Wait. Yes. It would be necessary, but not sufficient. So I think what they might mean is that if you get prestige level 200 in a season, that means that it is possible that you are the highest possible prestige level. In which case you get a prestige master. So they might mean you can only get prestige master if you are the highest prestige that we've put into the game. So in season 2, that would be, so if it was season 2, it wouldn't necessarily be season level 200, but it would be specifically prestige
7.
3, 4, no, 10. It would be prestige 10. But if you didn't play season 1, you'd actually have to be higher than season level 200 to be a prestige 10. Season 2, I said, right?
Season 2. Oh, I was thinking season 1 and then plus the preseason. So, yeah, I was confused there.
So, anyways, I think they might have misspoke here. I hope
they did.
Because you know what I'm saying, though, right? Like, prestige master's only given if you're the highest possible prestige at any given time.
Right. So at the end of season 1, you can have a possible of 7 prestiges. To
Correct.
be able to get prestige master, you should have to be prestige 7 and reach level 200 in that season. That's how it should be, and that's what we're talking about. How they wrote it does not say that. It's
exactly
basically saying you could be prestige level 1 because you just started playing in December, but reach level 200 and get prestige master. I think they did mistype this, and I hope they did.
Yeah. Yes. Well, if you got season level 200 in season 1, you would be prestige 4.
Or 4, yeah.
And then
you're right.
Yeah.
Prestige 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, anyways, I think we agree. We hope they miswrote this. I actually think it's probable that they did. Because I think when they were writing this, they were assuming that if you reached level 200 in a season, you've also done it for every other season. I think they just kind of assumed that would be the case. So, I think what they meant to say, I'm hoping what they meant to say, as we've, I think, beaten to death at this point, is that if you're the highest possible prestige at any given time, you get prestige master. That would make me like this system. That would be way better. So, anyways, yeah, we'll see. Real quick, hold on. Before we move on here, I have a lot of notifications. Sorry, boys. This was complicated, and I was trying to explain it as best I could. What do we have here? Okay. I don't know where I am. Johnny Taco, 100 bits, I think. Jesus Christ, notoriety, 5,000 bits. Johnny Taco, another 100 biddies. Dave Daly with the Gifty Boy. Face Esquire, 2,000 biddies. Notoriety with the 10 gifted subs. Notoriety, chill, dude. And T Garwitz, change it, with the gifted sub. And I think there's more. Hold on. I don't know if there's more, but whatever. Jesus Christ, boys. All of you. Thank you so fucking much, dude. Sorry I couldn't get to you all sooner. I wanted to try and get through that convoluted fucking nightmare. But again, like I said, this is going to make way more sense once you guys load into the game. It's going to be very simple. It's actually pretty simple. It's just hard to describe without, like, you know, whatever, being able to show you. Mill with the Gifty Boy as well. Dude, all of you, thank you so much. Notoriety, Johnny Taco, Dave, Face, T Garwitz, change it. Mill, I really fucking appreciate it. All of you, it means a lot. Notoriety, you're insane. Face, 2,000 biddies, Jesus Christ. And all of you, 10 gifted subs, Jesus. Each and every one of you, thank you for the support. Brothers. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Thank you, boys. And I hope you forgive me for waiting this long, but I was trying to get through that. So thank you so much. Much love. And let's try and scoot this along. Here we go. To confuse you a little more. The journey doesn't stop there. If you want to keep climbing. Once you reach Prestige Master in a season, you can continue to level up all the way to level 1000 every season, with milestone rewards to earn at every 50 levels along the way. This actually doesn't confuse me at all. So season level 200 will be the last prestige you can earn in that season. Assuming you... I don't know if you can get prestiges from the past. I don't know. Fuck me. If I don't play season 1, but I do play season 2, and I get season level 350, would I be prestige 7 or prestige 4?
I think you'd be prestige 4.
So you just can't get prestiges if you miss the season.
Yeah, the more we're digging into this, that's what it's leaning towards. That's what I think, at least.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure that's true. It might be. That would be really dumb if that was the case, in my opinion. But it is possible that that's what they mean. I don't know. But anyways, we'll fucking see when the game comes out. I don't think it's worth laboring on this because we'll be able to find out soon enough. So whatever. But even though you can only get up to 4 prestiges per season, which would be season level 200, you could do more season leveling up to 1000. And for each 50 season levels after 200, you get like a reward. This very much reminds me of like the Black Ops 4 Battle Pass stream. After you got through the 50 tiers, for each tier after that, you would get a reserve case, and then you open it and you get like random shit. This is like similar to that, where it's just like kind of just bullshit, but they give you something for every 50 levels. I would not expect any of these to be very significant. You're not going to get like some cool fucking weapon blueprint at like season level 450. Like, I just don't see that happening. It's probably going to be like sprays, stickers, camos. What do you think, Goat?
Yeah, exactly. Emblems, maybe.
Stuff
like that.
Yeah.
Nothing significant. Maybe a blueprint at like the end, but not like one that's awesome. Just some basic things. But I can probably sprays, just the useless crap that you get now. Yeah. But I do like this. Tanner was malding in the chat because he said, just give me up to level 1000 at the end of the prestige system. That's all he wants. So there you go.
Well, Tanner's a fucking retard, so.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think everyone has questions right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Tanner's going to like this system more than old prestige systems. I almost guarantee it. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty damn sure. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. Sorry, I had to move my camera. Okay, so let's move on. Also beginning in Season 1, new season challenges will provide even more ways to earn rewards throughout the season. These will offer 2 collections of 20 calling cards per season in Cold War. And that is 20 for multiplayer and 20 for zombies. With new challenges ungated in both collections, respectively, at every 10 levels up to level 200. This I don't like. This is very similar to the Officer Ribbon challenges, where you can't start working on ribbon number 75 until you're level, 130 for any Modern Warfare season. I think that's dumb. I don't like gating challenges behind levels. But nonetheless, that's how this is going to work. So every 10 levels, you unlock, it looks like 2 new challenges, one for multiplayer and one for zombies, that you can then start working toward. Goat, any thoughts on that?
I just echo the point that you made on that.
Yeah. Once a season challenge is ungated, it may be progressed and completed to earn its related calling card. I do like that the reward's better, though. It's a calling card instead of progress toward 1 fucking emblem. Yikes. Or 10, I guess. But after a player earns all calling cards in a collection, they will receive an animated Season Master calling card as a reward. Collect them all. Go. Did you play BO4?
No, not much of it.
Okay. This I really like. So Season Master calling card, huge don't fucking care for me, really, to be honest. Because a lot of these challenges are probably going to be fucking dumb. And also, I'm probably not doing fucking zombies calling card challenges. I just don't see myself doing it. However, the fact that there is a mastery calling card makes my dick very hard. Why? BO4 had this system. And Tanner and I speculated that this would be coming back. So this is unsurprising. And basically, what that was is it's like a meta calling card. So for example, there's something called Killer Master in Black Ops 4, which was a calling card. It was a very cool calling card. It was animated. All that. And to get Killer Master, the way to get that calling card was to get 15 other calling cards. And they were all related to the category of killing. So you had to get like 50 Bloodthirsties. You had to get 25 Merciless. You had to get 1 Relentless. I might be skewing the numbers here, but and then you also had to get like 5 quad feeds. You had to get 4 kills on 1 single objective without dying. And a bunch of things related to like killing people. And if you unlocked all of them, then you got an additional calling card called Killer Master. There were a bunch of these too. There was like Air Assault Master, Ground Assault Master for getting like calling in kill streaks, getting kills with those. Humiliation Master, which was a fun and exciting category where you had to like cuck people basically, and if you get 15 cucked people calling cards, you get the meta cucked calling card, Humiliation Master. I love these fucking mastery like meta calling cards, and I'm very pleased that the Season Master calling card exists, because that basically confirms that Killer Master and other cards of that type will be coming back. So I'm very fucking pleased about this. So as someone who had never heard of anything like that, Goat, how does that system, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I played Black Ops 4 a little bit, so I was slightly familiar. But this is
you lied, yeah.
Just,
keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, I didn't play enough to speak about it.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's cool because it's just more things that you can work towards in a game. At some point, the it's gonna get boring, right? And then maybe now it won't, because you have all these things that you can go and do, and also going in and stunting on people with calling cards. So I like doing that. And this also kind of confirms, I think we've talked about this before, that when you get a calling card, it might actually show you what you did to unlock it.
Almost
so
certainly.
When you go to look through, when you go to look at your calling cards, you know what they mean, which I can't believe they didn't do that this year. So.
True. Yeah, good point. And as we've talked about before on this program, the showcase is returning, and that makes these mastery calling cards even cooler, because like if I have a nuke calling card and I also have a Killer Master calling card, I want to use both of them, but I'm obviously picking the nuke calling card. In MDub, that's it. That's it. That's all you get. But in this game, it'll be cool because I can be like, okay, cool. Even though I have my nuke, because I've gotten 13 this weekend, I also want to show off other shit. And I still like my Killer Master calling card. So now I can just slap that bitch in the showcase. And I'm going to have like 2 other slots for 2 other calling cards in addition to medals and shit like that. So that's another reason these mastery calling cards are so fucking cool, is for that reason. So I'm very excited to see this. Not for the Season Master calling card itself, but for what it implies. So in addition to unlocking unique prestige icons, with each new prestige level, you'll also earn prestige keys as milestone rewards at every 50 season levels. At the new prestige shop, you can use prestige keys to unlock legacy prestige icons from previous games, which can be equipped if you've achieved the title of Prestige Master in that season. So these prestige keys can be used to buy, I guess, 1 prestige icon from old Call of Duties that you can use if you're a Prestige Master in that season. Interesting. I'm curious if anything else gets added to this prestige shop. It seems like kind of it. I could be wrong, but it seems like that's an amount of work to design these fucking keys and like even make artwork for them and like name them if all they do is unlock icons. Maybe I'm wrong and that's all they'll do, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to add more things there. I think it's a cool. I misread it earlier when we were talking about it. I thought that you could use your legacy prestige icons from past Call of Duties that you've played if you hit Prestige Master, which I thought would be super cool. But I see you like unlock them and then can put them on, which is, still fun. But yeah, it does seem like a lot of work to implement this whole key system, make art, get it into the game to go unlock a prestige icon. That are you going to show that on your like when you're in the lobby? Is that what your icon's going to be?
Yeah, like it'll show in the lobbies, and then it'll show just like your level icon in MW. Like it'll show in the lobby, it'll show on the scoreboard, it'll show in your kill cam, your showcase. But yeah, friends list.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of work for a icon.
It just seems weird that they would like name it prestige keys. I could be overthinking this, to be honest, and I also don't know what else they would add to that prestige shop.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like anything would fit in there.
Exactly, yeah. So I think I might be bugging. But anyways, that's that.
Probably.
So, Prestige Shop will become available in Season 1 for players who have entered Prestige and earned their first Prestige key. Prestige Shop content can only be unlocked with Prestige keys, which are earned by playing the game. That, to me, implies that they're really stressing that this is not a pay-to-win thing or pay to get an icon thing. Once you unlock the Prestige Shop, it will be available from that point on, and with 1,000 levels available per season, you can reach up to 20 milestones each season. Milestone rewards can also include Battle Pass tier skips to unlock more Battle Pass system content for use in Cold War and Warzone. So like we were saying with the 50, like season level 250, and then each 50 up to 1,000, I guess here's some answer. They can include Battle Pass tier skips. And so that's one of the things that those will be. So
it seems like you can use prestige keys here, so there's another thing that you can do with them. Right?
No, I think this is unrelated. I think the milestone rewards is just like for season level 250, 300, 350. Like after you've gotten all the prestiges for the season. I think that's what they're referring to.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Again, we'll see. But anyways, yeah, just a little caveat there. So at the start of season 1 on December 10th, expect every weapon from MW, here we go, and new weapons from Cold War to be accessible in Warzone, including blueprints and camo variants. Mix and level up weapons both in Warzone and in the game that the weapon originated from. So if you're playing Warzone, you can level up your Stoner 65 63, 69 LMG from Cold War, and you can also level up the Stoner in Cold War. But you can't level up like the Renetti in Cold War. But you can level the Renetti up in Modern Warfare and in Warzone. Same thing kind of going to exist in Cold War. Basically, every gun can be leveled up in Warzone because they're going to add all the Cold War guns to Warzone. Okay. And that's December 10th is when that starts. Every weapon you've unlocked in MW, as well as every weapon you're going to unlock in Cold War, is planned to continue to be available in Warzone. This includes MW primaries and secondaries and blueprints. And then here we go. The current plan is for Warzone to also include all primary and secondary weapons available throughout the lifespan of Cold War, including launch and season weapons, as well as every single weapon blueprint. So again, every single thing. Note that your MW and Cold War weaponry will be shared with Warzone. We don't currently have plans to remove any weapons from Warzone. You will not be able to use your MW weapons in Cold War and vice versa. So, I very distinctly remember saying, what the fuck are they going to do if they seamlessly transition? For example, the AK-47. Because we know the AK is in both games, so what are they going to do? Are they going to pick one? Are they just going to allow us to use both? Actually, yes. You can have two AKs. And they went so far as to showcase this in the Gunsmith, where some person made an overkill class with an AK from Cold War and an AK from MW to demonstrate this fact. So that is interesting. That is very interesting. The Cold War AK is certainly better than the MW AK. So just start there. And by the way, in the Gunsmith, once this happens, you'll be able to tell where a gun came from, because they're going to add a symbol next to each gun of the game title that it originates from. So all these weapons in Warzone, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, fantastic. What are your thoughts, Goat?
A lot of weapons, a lot of duplicate weapons. Which MP5 are you going to use?
True.
Which M4? I don't know. Well, it's a cool concept, but there has to be some way. Like 2 AKs is stupid. 2 MP5s, 2 M4s. The duplicates just don't make sense to me. But I do like it that they're gonna have guns from both games in there. Some of the guns felt good in the beta, and some of the guns I've been playing with in MW, I know I'm gonna want to keep using. Honestly, this doesn't seem seamless to me, but I think I'm trying to remain optimistic for the new game and the changes coming to Warzone, but it is just so stupid. There's going to be 2 AKs and duplicate weapons. It's unbelievably dumb.
Yeah, okay. So this is interesting to me. I've pretty much gone through in past episodes of this program the concerns I have with weapons specifically, namely, how do you balance them? I actually might have said this in Discord. I might not have said it on the pod, so I'll just say it again in case I haven't. So the time to kill in Cold War is slower than it is in MW, because in Cold War you have 150 health. In MW, you have 100 health. If in Cold War you had 100 health, then the weapons in Cold War would have a way faster time to kill than the weapons in MW. So, if you equalized the amount of health everyone has, then every Cold War weapon just kills way fucking faster than every MW weapon. How do they handle this challenge? Interesting question. Number 2, the Gunsmith. If I'm in Warzone on the MW engine, which is what they've said the engine will be for Warzone, and I equip the Stoner Cold War LMG, Is the gunsmith that I'm looking at the Cold War gunsmith, where I get meticulous data on what this barrel's going to change? Or is it going to be the M-dub gunsmith dogshit arbitrary bars? Are they going to be different gunsmiths for each gun, depending on where the weapon came from? That sounds terrible. It also sounds unlikely, but I don't know. That's going to be another advantage of Cold War weapons. How about headshot multiplier? Because headshot damage, headshot multiplier in Cold War is a fuck of a lot higher than it is in M-dub. Is that an attribute of the game, or is it an attribute of the weapons? Because if it's an attribute of the weapons, then again, Cold War weapons are going to be a fuck of a lot better, because their headshot multiplier is going to be 0.3 times higher than the M-dub weapons' headshot multipliers. Now, if it's an attribute of the game, it's not, because the HDR and some other snipers are an automatic one-shot headshot down or kill, irrespective of range. What does this mean? They have different headshot multipliers than the M4 does in Modern Warfare, because the M4 headshot multiplier is never times 1,000 like the HDR is. So they obviously have different headshot multipliers by gun within Modern Warfare. So that's going to be a property of the gun probably, which is going to be the case for Cold War, which means they're going to have a higher headshot multiplier. So how do you solve all of these problems? That's 3, by the way. That's 3 off the top of my head. I could probably think of more, but those are all fairly big concerns. And I don't know how they square that circle, but they're going to have to, because they're going to allow Cold War guns in Warzone. Am I worrying about nothing, Goat? Or what do you think?
No, I think that's a serious concern. It's on the Warzone engine, the M-dub engine, right? So I'm assuming iDub is going to be doing all of this work. Is that incorrect?
I would think so. I would think so.
I would think so as well. So knowing them, they have until December 10th. These questions you've raised, they do not know the answer.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
They have no idea. And that's why there's no verbiage about it anywhere. And they're huge concerns. And it's going to be game breaking if one M4 hits twice as hard to the head in Warzone than the other one.
Yes.
It's just not going to make sense.
Exactly.
And I didn't even think about the gunsmith issue that you brought up, which is a serious concern. I hope that it's like the Cold War gunsmith, and that iDub is just going to code that into the guns. They have the data on them. It's just not available to the user, right? So they need to add that.
I'm not sure about that, dude. I'm not sure.
It's true.
Because Cold War gunsmith, it's like, okay, the Grenadier barrel on the XM4 increases your bullet velocity by 17 meters per second. Like, I don't know if that data exists in M-dub.
Well, if it doesn't, they need to put exclusive Ace on the fucking payroll and have him figure it out before the game comes out.
True, dude.
A lot of questions you raise are serious concerns. So
yeah,
I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm excited, but it's not going to be seamless.
There's no fucking shot, dude.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. There's no fucking shot this goes well at launch.
Oh, no. Not at all.
And also, a point Tanner brought up too is, it's like, okay, let's assume they like did this perfectly and somehow they just made it work. Like they equalize the damage, the headshot multiplier, the gunsmith to our satisfaction. Let's assume all of that's true and like it's like balanced. It's still just too many weapons, I think. I don't know. It's not that it's too many necessarily. Like it wouldn't bother me, but it's not going to contribute to the quality of the game. Because Tanner made this excellent point. Like, dude, how many weapons do you see people using in Warzone? 5? You see, let's see. You see the Kilo, you see the Ram, you see the MP5, you see the R9. And then you see like snipers, so like AX50 HDR, car. That's 7 weapons. Out of how many weapons are in M-Dub alone? Like 40?
Yeah.
Let's add all the Cold War ones now. So now we have 80 weapons. And people are going to use 5 to 10 of them max. Like, it's just like, it's not going to, even if it's perfect, it wouldn't be a problem. It would just be like unnecessary and not contribute to the quality of the game at all. And it seems like a lot of labor to go through for there to be very little upside. Because people are just going to be meta slaves like they always are and always will be. And it's going to be, no matter what, there's going to be a best assault rifle and everyone's going to use it. So it's like having like 80,000 assault rifles actually isn't like great because no one cares because everyone's just going to use the same one anyway. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And unless they get the balancing of the weapons so refined that it makes it fun to use all these guns that are so close in skill and do similar things, and you know, but it is going to be a lot of weapons. And yeah, I mean, I use 2 ARs max. I switch between the Kilo, sometimes M4, but the Ram Kilo, that's about it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. What I think they'll probably just take the easy way out, and they're going to make the MP5 from Cold War and the MP5 from M-Dub the exact same in terms of damage, and how they play is just going to be a different graphic is what I would think. I mean, and that's so fucking lame. Like at that point, what's the point of adding?
True.
But I mean, I feel like that's the only way they're going to do it. And that's a lot of weapons to choose from. Good thing they gave me 10 Warzone classes now.
Yeah. Yeah. True. I agree. And then, so yeah, there's a lot of problems here. And again, like I said, there's more that are probably less important. Like, so what are the weapon models going to look like? Because the weapon models in M-Dub look way better than the Cold War ones. So if I use a Cold War MP5, is it just going to look like a Cold War MP5 in my like way better looking M-Dub game? Like, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world, but it's just like, and again, there are so many more questions than just those 4. And if I thought about it longer, there would be more. And I'm going to find out what those questions were that I didn't think of when it's an issue, when it goes live. Because there is as you said, there is no fucking shot that this goes well on December 10th. I just can't see it happening. It's going to be a fucking clown fiesta.
I mean, you said this update seemed rushed, crammed. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous.
And this is such a big project.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
But.
And then another point here. We originally learned something like this was going to happen when there was a forum post by some dude who works at Activision or Treyarch, and we covered this, that said you can use Cold War loadouts in Warzone. That was before this information came out. Now, when that guy said that, Cold War loadouts implies perks and weapons, but this was not an official release, and this was on like a private forum that was not intended to be disseminated. So it's possible that when that guy said Cold War loadouts on that forum post, he actually just meant Cold War weapons. The fact that perks are not mentioned at all in this integration blog post, which is a very lengthy and detailed blog post, I might add, leads me to believe that there aren't going to be Cold War perks. The only thing that's going to be coming from Cold War is weapons. If that were not true, it would be very weird for them to plan on adding Cold War perks to Warzone and then not telling us that in this blog post. So I've actually flipped back to my original position on this, which is this. The only seamless transitioning that's going to occur here is they're going to add Cold War weapons and operators into Warzone, and that's it. And this is the first hypothesis I had all those fucking months ago when we were talking about seamless transition. And it's looking more that way, because if they were going to include perks in Warzone from Cold War, they would have mentioned it here, I would assume. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it would have been mentioned here as well. And I think Activision probably wants them to do it. And IDub doesn't know if they can in time, is what I would think, or even know how to.
Interesting.
I think Activision really wants it to be seamless, but they don't understand what goes into it. So they're rushing these guys to get it done. If perks were going to be integrated like that, I think it would be mentioned here. If it's not done at launch or by December 10th, I couldn't see them adding new perks into Warzone mid-game, but
True.
I also don't foresee a lot of things that they do. So it would 100% be mentioned here. It'd have to. I mean, they go into depth about the weapons and how there will be, there could be two of the same weapons. It would be mentioned here. So
right.
I don't think they know. I'm sure they want to, but they're not mentioning it, so probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think it's, agreed. Agreed 1,000%. I think if it was going to happen, it would be talked about here.
Face says they haven't started coding perks yet. They're way too busy on the Halloween event. True.
Well, they did a good job for once. So.
Yeah, the best thing they did in this game.
Yeah, it's the best part of this entire game was that, for sure. And then also, take any operator you've unlocked from MW or Cold War into Verdansk, including any earnable and unlockable skins. That is just a cosmetic thing, but that's that. The Battle Pass system continues, with Season 1 coming loaded with brand new content for Cold War and Warzone. Progress through the Battle Pass system by playing any of the 3 games. Battle Pass content you unlock is shown in-game, no matter which game you're playing. And throughout the Battle Pass, you will be unlocking shit for all 3 games. So, like, tier 50, you can get, like, a spray for this game, a fucking emblem for that one, etc. Which I think is cool. A vast majority of content purchased in Cold War can be used in Cold War as well as Warzone as well, which is unsurprising again. If you can buy a weapon blueprint in the store for Cold War, you can obviously also use that in Warzone, so that's what they mean there. They also added this little note at the very bottom. A note on content compatibility. There are no current plans to remove content from Warzone, but to ensure the best possible player experience, there may be occasions where content is delayed or becomes temporarily or permanently inaccessible. This is them telling you, look, if something's too challenging to balance or impossible, we're just not including it. Which I actually think is the right play. But in that case, let Warzone be and make a new BR later, is what I would say. But I found it very interesting that they included that note at the end of this blog post. So,
yep, they're definitely covering their asses there. It says there's no current plans to remove content, but they, in the same sentence, contradict themselves and said there is going to be content that's permanently inaccessible. So, I agree with you. I'd rather have it out of the game if it's going to cause issues, but I hope they're not taking things out, that people have paid for, because that'd be kind of shitty.
Yeah, true, actually. Like, fuck them over, yeah. So, we'll see how that goes, but I just thought that was funny to include. And then also, on a different note here, today, I think this was released today, actually. Treyarch put out patch notes for what day 1 of Cold War is going to look like. These are the most detailed patch notes I've ever fucking seen all year. And this is before the games even come out. So, unsurprisingly, and as we said about MW, their patch notes are shit. Treyarch's will be better. This is no exception. Now, I'm not going to go again through everything here. There are a fuck ton of patch notes. You can look into Charlie Intel. They have them. I believe Treyarch.com has them as well for the source. But I'm going to go through the things that are kind of interesting to me and that are worth noting, because a lot of this stuff is just kind of like not really very important or interesting. So, players can now quick deploy parachute in combined arms game modes where applicable. So parachuting's already in the game. You can do it in fire team, but in combined arms, you couldn't do it. So now you can. Very similar to the fact that you can parachute in ground war, but not in sixes. Same thing here with combined arms. Tuned general assault rifle performance closer to the Krig 6 and XM4 beta performance for better balance across the class. What does that mean?
I think they buffed all the ARs. Is what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming they made all the ARs a little bit more balanced and usable. I mean, everyone was running the M4 in the beta. You know, that's what most people had unlocked anyway.
Yeah.
So
I remember people saying the Krig 6 was dog shit, though.
I didn't really ever use the Krig 6, so I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not really sure what this means, to be honest.
Very vague.
It's not the best. Yeah. These are better than MW patch notes, but they're not great. We'll get into it.
Oh, by far, but yeah.
There's one example. I don't know exactly what this means, but assault rifles in general got tuned in some way. Increased AK-47 recoil. It needed it. AK was fucking disgusting, so it needed some kind of nerf. So that's good. Reduced SMG effectiveness at longer ranges to counter the dominance of the class seen in the beta. Again, this is probably pretty good, I would say. Excuse me.
Yep.
Because if SMGs have too much range, then just everyone's going to use them. Why not? Increased LMG damage output to improve the effectiveness of the class. Okay. We'll see how that plays. Increased LMG ADS times. Again, I don't know if this means it's slower ADS or faster. If you increase the time, that actually means it's slower ADS time, which would kind of make sense if they're going to also increase the damage, but I'm not sure that's what they actually meant. So I'm interested to see how LMGs perform. This one's very interesting. Adjusted aim assist to feel smoother, yet require more skill and precision. How did you feel about aim assist as a controller user, Goat?
I thought it was... So usually when you're playing with a controller, you don't notice the aim assist. Unless if you know you're missing shots and you think something's up, or if it's super overpowered and you're tracking guys through walls. So when I first started playing the beta, I thought something was wrong because I literally wasn't getting any aim assist. I could tell. I was fucking dog shit. And then a couple games later, I'm tracking dudes through walls and halfway across the map. So it was definitely broken. I think what this note is saying is they fixed it, is what I would assume.
That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't release a game with how it was. Everyone that plays on PC would be up in arms. It would just be a civil war on Twitter. So, they probably fixed it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what this means to me too. Again, this is not great because what does feel smoother yet require more skill and precision mean? No fucking idea. I don't think anyone knows what that means other than perhaps the asshole who wrote it. So I don't know what this means, but I think you can boil it down to they've taken steps toward fixing it. It really couldn't be worse than it was in beta. So if they changed it in any way, it's probably a step in the right direction.
Smoother just means you're not going to be like you hit aim down sight and you snap onto someone.
Yeah.
And more, it's just going to be nerfed. I mean, it has to be. So
that makes sense.
That's
actually
a fancy way of saying that.
I think you're right. Because it would feel smoother if you weren't like aggressively getting pushed toward a target.
Yeah, yeah. And when it's
pull.
bad, I mean, you could feel it like that, and that's how it was in the beta.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Slightly increased sniper rifle ADS times. Again, I think that means they made the ADS slower, which is good.
I agree. Yeah.
Sniper scope glint will now display more regularly. Fan of that. It was very rarely seen in the beta. So I think that's probably good. Reduced semi-auto shotgun fire rate. Fantastic. They were disgusting. They needed a nerf. Especially the SPAS 12.
Yep.
Change it. Remove it from the game, but if you want to nerf it, that's fine too. Hold on. Sorry about that. Cleaned up issues with bullet direction and recoil to feel more intuitive and responsive. In the beta, the location of the player's bullet was always based on the direction of their weapon, which could have a slight deviation to their eye view perspective through the sights. These should now line up better across all iron sights and optics, providing more precision when ADS firing. This reminds me of a clip I saw one time on the internet where some dude was at a gun range LARPing as a Navy SEAL, and he's got a holographic sight on his M4 in a car in like this like outdoor shooting range, and he's like shooting at a target. So he's in the car and he's scoped up on like a cardboard cutout, like downrange, and he's sitting in a car with the door open, and he's aiming like through the window. So his sight picture, his holo, it's a clear line of sight to the target. But what this dipshit didn't realize is that this is not Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This is real ass life. So even though there was a direct line of sight for his holo, his barrel was pointed directly at the side view mirror of his car. So he starts shooting and glass just starts flying everywhere because he had a clear sight picture, but his barrel wasn't in the exact same spot. So basically, not exactly related to this point, but that's basically what this is. Like when you look down the sights in the beta, it could be like different than where the actual barrel is. Since they recognize that this is a video game and we're not LARPing as Navy SEALs, they're going to make it more intuitive, which I like. So adjusted a number of aim assist parameters to provide a more expected feel across weapon classes. Again, good. Adjusted ADS transitions to make them smoother and more fluid. Okay. That sounds like slower. I don't know how you make something more fluid without making it, or smoother without making it slower, right?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. If you remember the beta, though, it did seem like a little choppy, some of the gun mechanics, so maybe that's what this is referring to. But probably means slower. I would assume that goes with the snipers, because that's how I felt with the snipers. They felt clunky, and the ADS was weird on them. So I think that kind of goes along with that point, but probably slower.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what that means. Most people were saying the game felt clunky and awkward, like the ADS, the sliding, everything. It didn't feel awkward to me at all. I'm in the minority there, though. I recognize that, but go ahead.
I don't think it was the movement, like the sliding itself. I just think it was the actual, for me, the gun mechanic, like how they held the gun, how they threw nades, how they ADS'd was just a little bit weird. I had other issues with the beta, but I won't get into them. But I really liked the movement. Felt great to me, but it was just the gun mechanic felt clunky.
Interesting. Okay. Well, nonetheless, yeah, they're working to adjust that. That's why I included this in the notes. I didn't have a problem with it, but I'm in the vast minority. Like everyone I've talked to has said it felt like clunky or weird or whatever. So that'll change, which is good for people. Adjusted weapon pushback when firing in ADS to address cases where optic models could get too close to the player camera. I never experienced this, but I know what they're saying. And if I had experienced it, I would have fucking mauled it. where like you're getting recoil from your AK and then your iron sight's like in your eye, so all you see is like a super zoomed in fucking AK iron sight, and like you can't see your whole game. That would make me furious. It never happened to me, but apparently it was possible that it happened to some people, and they're working to reduce that happening, so that's good. Added more attachments to equip in the gunsmith. That's good too, because the attachments, I thought there were enough, but there weren't as many as like MDub, so it'll be cool that there's just more there. This is very interesting. Is a word. It's a word, interesting. It just, added the ability to dual wield pistols. Goat, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I never rock akimbo pistols, but a lot of people are big fans. I don't care. If you come at me with akimbo pistols, you're probably gonna die. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm indifferent about this point, I would say.
Yeah. So for me, like, okay, in MDub, when people used to play multiplayer, there was a time where there were akimbo pistols in multiplayer in MDub, and Warzone hadn't come out, so people actually played multiplayer. During this time, there was the akimbo snake shot first, which was a fun and exciting meta. It wasn't, by the way. It was absolute fucking cancer. They nerfed the shit out of it. And then it was like akimbo, like M19s. Yeah. Is that what it's called? M19?
No. Was it
M32?
Renetti's? That was
M1911?
the meta for a while.
Yeah, but it was before the Renetti's came out. Anyway, whatever. The fastest firing pistol that had like a 32 round mag, you would slap that bitch on akimbo, and you would just instant gib people. Like, it was really dumb and really broken. And you didn't have to aim because it was akimbo. I hate this. I fucking hate it. With that said, because you have more health in Cold War, and shotguns are secondaries, and the time to kill is slower, akimbo pistols are not going to be that big of an issue in this game, if at all. I just don't think it's going to be like that big of a deal. They're not going to be as cancer as they were in MDub, is my point. So I'm kind of indifferent as well for that reason. This is an interesting point. Shortened slide length and reduced the slide speed. And their note on this: sliding is intended as an escape mechanic or quick entrance into crouch or cover. It is not intended to be overused during engagements or to be too advantageous in close quarters. We've shortened the slide length and reduced its speed to address these goals. Goat, your thoughts?
Well, I did say I like the movement, and I like the sliding mechanic, but I can see the issues with it. I mean, you could be standing still and hit the slide button, and you're like halfway across the map in a blink of an eye. So I think they didn't need to. I don't know. I would have liked the length and speed the same, but I just think you should have had to be doing it from like a full sprint. I felt like in the beta, you could literally be standing behind, head glitching, box, and someone comes around the other side and you just dip out. So I'm always a fan of more movement. It makes the game faster. So, I'm against this, but I do see why they needed to change it. It's not intended to be overused during engagements. Well, I mean, it's going to be overused during engagements still. That's how it goes. But, we'll see. It was definitely OP in the beta, so.
Yeah. Interesting. I wish I had played it more to have a better sense for this. I liked the sliding. I like sliding being super strong because it's outplay potential. In addition to like increasing the speed of the game, like you said, which I agree with, there's also a fuck ton of outplay potential when you can just slide through kids, behind them, dunk on them, turn to the next dude, whatever. That makes for really dynamic and fun gameplay. There's this game called Titanfall, TF2, where the sliding is really fucking juicy, and you slide fast and far, and you can really fucking clown kids with this. Because it's just this whole new dimension of outplay potential and movement that really widens the skill gap. So I'm not sure I like this. In fact, I probably don't. It's going to depend on how much they shortened the length and how much they reduced the speed, of course. I will say, irrespective of those parameters, I think if anything, they should have shortened the length and kept the speed the same. If they wanted to nerf slide, I wish they would have done only that. Because if you slide too slowly, it's not even worth doing. You know?
Right. I mean, it's got to be faster than a sprint.
Yeah, within the slide, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays. Again, this is like, you know, this is something we're just going to have to play and figure out. But
they don't say how much they shortened it, how much they reduced the speed.
Right,
so
right.
It could be just enough. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. This is interesting as well. Ending a sprint to fire is now faster than sliding to fire. In the beta, it was faster to fire your weapon. In the beta, it was faster to fire your weapon from a sprint by sliding than by simply ending your sprint to fire. This has been fixed so that ending a sprint to fire is the faster way to get your gun up, and sliding to fire is no longer faster. Your thoughts?
I wish I had a button on the soundboard, because thank you. That doesn't make sense. It's stupid. Outplay potential, like you talk about, is now almost eliminated. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it at all. I do not like it at all.
Yeah.
People are just going to be running up to each other, no slide, just stand 1 foot away from each other, just shoot each other in the head with a full clip of the MP5.
Yeah. What I'm not getting here, they should just be equally fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because if one is faster than the other, then if you're running and gunning, you always do the thing that's faster.
Yeah.
But if they're the same exact speed, then you can choose to slide or not, depending on the circumstances. Because sometimes you turn a corner and the dude is right there in a narrow hallway and you actually can't move any farther. In which case, obviously, I'm not going to slide because I can't, because there's someone in my way. In which case, I want to just start shooting. So there it's going to be sprint to fire that I choose. Whereas if I want to like enter a room and I know someone's ADS'd at the doorway that I'm about to enter, of course I want to slide in that case to get through his scope, hopefully kill him before he's able to correct his aim and kill me. So it should be situational, but one of the factors should not be which one has a faster sprint to fire. I'm actually kind of malding that they're different. I'm less concerned with which one's faster than the other than I am with the fact that they are different speeds at all. The sprint to fire and the slide to fire speed should be exactly the same, so that you can choose, depending on the situation, which one's better to do. So I'm kind of fucking mauled about this, but sliding to fire is no longer faster. So, okay, ending a sprint to fire is the faster way to get your gun up. Yeah, it just makes me mauled. There are attachments, I think, that increase your slide to fire speed. I think. If that's true, then that might alleviate my concern. Because then you can like stack a gun up with like slide to fire speed attachments, and then you can still do that really fast, or even faster than sprint to fire. That would make this better.
Yeah, they should be the same. I mean, you're going from a sprint to a slide, you should be able to shoot the same way if you're going from a sprint to a not sprint. I mean, you're going from a sprint to a not sprint in both instances. Yeah, I'm pretty upset about it myself.
Yeah. So that's another one of those things we'll have to wait and see. And there will be more tweaks, but
they'll fix that.
Yeah.
I think they'll fix that.
Yeah, hopefully. Increased speed for all mantles. This is very good. Mantling just means when you climb over or on top of something. It's done faster now. That's good. It makes the game faster paced because you can move more quickly. And then you can like dive in and out of rooms to kill people or avoid being killed more quickly. Anything that increases movement speed, I'm a fan of. Improved score event tuning and score streak. Earn potential across all modes. So increase score bonus thresholds at 10 kill and 15 kill streaks to make high streaks feel more rewarding and to help boost score to higher end score streaks. So it was very hard to get the higher end score streaks, and there was not a sufficient bonus for like a 15 kill streak in the beta to get you there. So this is even more incentive to get a kill streak without dying, because in addition to stacking additively, there's a multiplicative element now too for those really high streaks. So that's very good. In the beta, score streaks were being earned more often than intended in several game modes. So we've made tuning adjustments to bring the overall earn rate down. On the other hand, because even top players were having a hard time getting to the highest score streaks, we've increased the score bonus thresholds for higher kill streaks, which is kind of just the point we just said. I really like this. I think I agree with that. There was a lot of like UAV spam and almost never chopper gunners. So I think if they wanted to level those out, this is a very good way to do it. So I think this is a great solution to an already pretty good score streak system that they have so far. Your thoughts?
Yep, I agree with you there. UAV spam was awful. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't have 17 to 20 UAVs in a multiplayer match. That's not the big game modes. So, I mean, hopefully they fixed it, because that was stupid. And I didn't see any like real kill streaks. I mean, other than UAVs that everyone was popping. So that's good.
Yeah.
I think they did it right.
I agree. Also added a new numerical display showing remaining score required to earn your equipped score streaks, which appears briefly on respawn and after closing the scoreboard. I don't know why they didn't have this in the first place. Very good that they did add it. That's great. Added variation to score streak cooldowns to allow for more interesting player choices and strategy, while also reducing low-end score streak spam. This is also great because now you can like kind of model what streaks you use based on cooldowns. And you're like, I really like this and it's easy to earn, but the cooldown's a little too long. So I'm instead going to run something else that maybe takes more skill to earn, or excuse me, score to earn. But the cooldown is such that every time I earn it, I can use it right away. So I really like this. I think this is going to be something that's continuously tweaked along with the kill streak bonuses, the costs themselves, in addition to the cooldowns. I think all of this is going to be tuned throughout the first 3 months or so, and I think they'll probably get it pretty good. So I kind of like all of this stuff. So, yeah. What else do we have here? Stim shot cooldown increased from 8 seconds to 11 seconds. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, Goat.
What was it in MW?
There was none, but you had 2.
Well, that's right, you had 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't run it in the beta.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I honestly, I don't even run it in MW that often.
Yeah.
I know that's probably received with some hate, but I don't know. Stim shot cooldown increased to 11 seconds. Again, it's something I'll have to see how it plays. Your health is, you obviously have a higher time to kill, so that kind of comes into play. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I've used the stim enough in the beta to really comment on it.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing, I'm not sure either. I'm kind of with you. I have to see how this plays. You definitely felt like you could use it way less in Cold War because of that 8-second cooldown. 11 seconds is even slower, quite a bit slower, in fact.
Yeah.
I'm worried that this is going to slow the game down because people are going to have to wait those extra 3 seconds to start healing, maybe. But by then, they would just auto heal. So maybe it won't slow the game down much. Maybe it'll just result in people being able to stim less often. I'm not sure which of those is the case.
Well, it seems like a lot of these patch notes that they've done from the beta are actually slowing the game down, increasing ADS speeds on almost all weapons, nerfing
actually.
the sliding.
True.
So maybe Activision had their hand to play after the beta
Maybe.
and is trying to cater to the lower skilled players. But I mean, we'll all have to see. You're probably right though. I mean, 11 seconds seems pretty long to wait for that stim in an engagement. So I don't know.
And if it's too slow too, that's going to mean more people just don't run stim shot.
Right.
Which means
Exactly.
they run stuns, which means it's a stun spam fucking nightmare, which I am absolutely not a fan of. So I don't know. We'll see. I also don't like fucking in M-dub when you like shit on some dude, he turns a corner, you think he's weak, he actually stimmed, and then you lose. That's annoying. So increasing the cooldown would help with that, because you could like more confidently like chase someone that you've injured, because you're like, he probably doesn't have stim up, or he's less likely to now. So I don't know. Yeah, like you said, we're just gonna have to see how that plays. So
I mean, if you're the higher time to kill, and if you almost have someone killed, and then they can run around a corner and pop a stim, do it to you twice, like back to back, that's not a good thing. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, stims are hard to figure out, I think.
They are.
I'm not even sure they should be in the game, period. Honestly. Because it makes challenging people, or re-challenging, like, annoying. Which doesn't happen super often, but it's pretty often. It makes you less likely to chase someone, I would say, the existence of stims. Because in, like, M-Dub 2, if I light you the fuck up, I know you're weak, bitch. There's no recourse. Like, I know you're weak. You can't not be weak. I've shot you 8 times.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna chase that, and I'm gonna know where your health is, and I'm gonna, like, hip fire fucking spray when I turn this corner, because I know you're one shot. I like that. But then also there's a visible health bar in this game, so maybe you'll see them stim before they turn the corner, so then you'll know. There's a lot at play here. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, like you said, I think ultimately we're gonna have to wait and see, because there are too many variables to, I think, accurately prognosticate what that's going to be. And that is it for what I wanted to cover on the patch notes. As I said, there are way more. If you wanted to get into all of the details, you can what's it called? Go to Treyarch's website, Treyarch.com. They have a post about all of the patch notes. Those are some of them. It is not all of them. It is probably 15 to 20% of them. There was a lot, but a lot of them were like, whatever, not worth covering, I would say. So, Goat, if you have to go, by the way, feel free.
No, I'm in it.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, let's finish it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, real quick, before we move on here, Point Break, 69 more biddies. Logitech Median with the 5 gifty boys. Jesus. And Grapesies with the 300 biddies. Let's go, dude. Thank you, boys, and welcome, Grapes. Good to have you here, brother. Much appreciated. Point Break as well for some more bits. I appreciate that. And Mr. Logitech Median, change it. Always showing up. He's gifted a lot of subs here and on Tanner's channel, and we very much appreciate that. So welcome back, young man. I appreciate it. And for all of you, I'm honored, humbled, and privileged. I really appreciate it. Thank you, boys. Much love. It means the world. And let's wrap this one up. There's not much more to go over, but a couple things. First of all, public service announcement. For those of you worrying about the zombies Easter egg being finished early, Activision says that it is disabled and will not be enabled until after the worldwide launch. So there are some data miners, some fucking hackers, some nerds who are like already playing the game in some capacity. And in theory, they could play zombies, do the Easter egg, make a video about it, spoil it, whatever. That is not possible because it's disabled until they enable it, and they're going to do that once the game launches. Now, most of you are not trying to be the first one to make a fucking YouTube video on the Die Machine Zombies Easter egg. But nonetheless, it's cool that they're doing that. So that's that.
Yeah.
Following our announce of the PlayStation exclusive Zombies Onslaught mode, which we covered, we're back with even more benefits exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 players. These are pretty substantial. Number 1, Battle Pass Bundle Bonus. Unlock new gear and goodies even faster. PlayStation players that purchase the $20 Battle Pass bundle will get an additional 5 tier skips. And throughout all the seasons, that is a total of 25 tier skips. Okay. Another one, PlayStation Party Bonus. Teamwork makes the dream work. Don't ever say that again. PlayStation players that play together in parties receive plus 25% bonus weapon XP. The bonus still counts when playing with cross-platform teammates. So that's interesting. Okay. Double XP bonus. PlayStation players can look forward to exclusive monthly double XP events for 24 hours. So prepare to boost your rank. Okay. Extra loadouts. Be prepared for any scenario. PlayStation players get an additional 2 loadout slots ready for customization. Available at level 4 when they get created class. And lastly, these benefits are exclusive on PlayStation until November 1st, 2021. So that's basically an entire year. Goat, what do you think? Pretty good? Worth it? Your thoughts?
I mean, pretty good if you have a PS4 or a PS5. And if you don't, well, fuck you, because they don't care. No, it's, what can I say? I mean, Activision and whatever, Sony had this deal for the COD CDL League or whatever. I'm sure this has something to do with it, that they didn't want to completely fuck them over, so they gave them some stupid double XP, whatever. But I mean, it is kind of cool. You're playing with your PlayStation buddies and you can get double XP. Just don't be in party chat though. You'll probably get banned. So
true, because Sony's monitoring your communications, sending them to the fucking NSA. Such a yikes.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the best set of PlayStation or any platform exclusives for Call of Duty I've ever fucking seen.
Am I going to get some of my money back for the game? Because I feel like I'm not getting the full game. If,
actually, dude.
I don't get any of this.
Actually, like in BO, like, okay, in MDub, what was the PlayStation exclusive? Spec Ops Survival?
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares? Like, that was just utter dog shit. This, on the other hand, is the other extreme where this is fucking insane. Like, 2 extra loadouts. I mean, look, not the end of the world, but that's actually really fucking nice and convenient, especially for certain players who'd like to have a lot of different loadouts. Monthly double XP events for an entire 24 hours. That's pretty fucking good too. And that's going to correspond with new seasons also pretty often. So they're just going to like maybe get a new weapon in the Battle Pass stream faster than everyone. And then the party thing, plus 25% bonus weapon XP. If you wanted to be one of these world first kids to get like dark matter before anyone else, if you're not on PlayStation, it is absolutely not happening. 25% bonus weapon XP is a lot, dude. And it's permanent as long as you're in a party with someone and you own a PlayStation. So at the end of the day, none of these are competitive advantages. Exactly. I'm not super mad about this, but it is scummy. And if you're on PlayStation, these are like real fucking benefits. Like these are actually quite good. So, you know, I don't know. Like these are the best PlayStation or platform exclusives in Call of Duty that have ever existed easily. Like, this is a lot of good actual shit. And the Zombies Onslaught mode, too. So.
Yeah. Scummy seems like a good word to describe it.
Yep.
Hey, scummy to everyone else that doesn't have PlayStation, and also scummy to Sony by giving them this instead of what they originally agreed with back in the day. So, not a fan. It's stupid. I don't have PlayStation. I won't be making any first on YouTube anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it just it just fosters resentment in your whole player base. And there are even going to be PlayStation users who are like, man, it's pretty dumb that they did this even though I'm benefiting. Like, those people are also going to exist. Like, it's not good to do this to your consumer. Like, everyone paid full price for your game. You shouldn't be giving exclusives that are this good, especially to like a portion. It's very weird. I don't think it's, I don't know.
How many people have bought a PlayStation just because of this, you think? Two?
Honestly, probably
what's the
quite
point
a
of this?
few.
You really think so?
I think, I think so.
I mean, I guess if you were deciding between an Xbox and a PlayStation, you mostly play Call of Duty. This could sway you.
Yeah, for sure. This is not making anyone go from PC. No one was considering PC and then went PlayStation because of this. I don't think that's true. But I think, like you said, like when I was a console peasant, I played a bunch of games, but my main game was Halo. And since Halo was not on PlayStation, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely getting an Xbox then. So I think this could work. Like, it definitely makes them money. I mean, Sony wouldn't spend however fucking millions of dollars, tens of millions for this if it didn't work. But from Activision's perspective, I feel like this engenders a lot of resentment that is maybe ultimately not worth it and might ultimately cut into their bottom line. They don't see it that way, obviously, but I don't know. It's hard to quantify.
Now, Call of Duty is like too big to fail. So they're going to put out a game every year, and it's going to be hyped up for however long, a couple months beforehand. And then right when it comes out, it's going to be awesome. Then everyone's going to bitch about it and realize how fucking scummy they were about making the game.
Yeah.
Ripping people off, how many issues there are. I'm really optimistic about Cold War, but I do think there's going to be issues with it, and it happens every year. And they don't care because people are going to keep buying Call of Duty games because it's a Call of Duty game.
Absolutely.
It's a new Call of Duty.
Absolutely.
So,
you and I included, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll buy it. I know how fucking shit it is, and how they can give PlayStation fucking their own guns, and I'll still buy the fucking game.
True.
So,
you get a fucking you get a first edition Kalashnikov from 1947. All still $60. Yeah, agreed. It is too big to fail, so they're gonna keep doing it. But I don't know. It's dumb and it's scummy, but also ultimately, I don't really care. Nothing's like crazy, you know. The worst was in BO4 as a PC player. Console players PlayStation, I think, got the new weapons a week before Xbox and PC did. That pissed me off. There was no crossplay, but it was still annoying. Like seeing all these YouTube videos about the new Javelina sniper rifle is insanely OP, by the way, which I've discussed. And I just can't use it for 7 days. Like, even though I've had the patch on my computer for like 10 days. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Lastly, I will say this about Cold War. There is a lot more information out there on what Cold War is going to be like. And pretty much all of the rest of this shit that does not come from official sources, but is nonetheless reputable, is from a Twitter account at the Ghost of MW2. Change it. The Ghost of MW2 on Twitter is some hacker dude or something. He's like in the game, playing the game, and he's posting a fuck ton of screenshots and giving a ton of info on Cold War right now. By the time you hear this, his Twitter account might have been taken down. I don't know. But he's talking about like Dark Matter is coming back. That's the name of the mastery camo. He's listing all the weapons in the game. Dark Ops challenges are back as well. And there's a bunch of other stuff. I work tomorrow. I didn't have time to like curate these also. And also, he's mostly trustworthy, but not like 100%. Like a Treyarch blog is 100% trustworthy. It's like 100% gonna happen. So I'm comfortable sharing that with you guys. I would also be comfortable sharing the findings from this guy's Twitter. But again, there's a lot. And most of it is not as impactful as like how they're changing fucking how the score streaks work and shit. So I didn't feel the need to really cover it. And a lot of it I just can't show anyway, like the images. So if you wanted to get in on that, at the Ghost of MW2 on Twitter, all one word. You can go to his feed, scroll, you'll find a bunch of shit there, which is interesting. But yeah, I didn't have time to go over it. And also, a lot of the shit that he's leaked, it's interesting, but the game comes out in 23 hours, 24 minutes, and 46 seconds. So I'm going to see it like in a second anyway. Yeah. So, yeah. Is the Twitter account still up, Goat?
Yeah, it's still up. It has actually a lot of good stuff on there, but I think Activision is probably sending their lawyer to his house right now. Yeah. So you better go check it out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're speeding. They're fucking on the freeway right now, speeding actually, in that Escalade.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually think they're on the way to your house now just for mentioning his Twitter.
It is possible, which is one reason I was not super keen on covering that. But yeah, go check him out on Twitter for sure.
Yeah, he's got some wild stuff.
Yeah. And then very last point before we wrap this bitch up. How into the CDL are you, Goat?
Don't care.
Okay, same. However, I'm seeing a lot of buzz on Twitter. So for those of you who are into CDL, the Huntsmen, the Chicago Huntsmen, have rebranded to Optic Chicago in the Call of Duty League, following the news that Hector Hex Rodriguez regained the legendary organization that became an iconic name in sports. So this Hector Hex Rodriguez dude owns Optic again, I guess. It is Chicago Optic. He owns it now, and that is going to be a team in CDL next year. So a lot of people on Twitter are fucking super excited about this. I was not into CDL really ever, so I don't like whatever. I don't care. But I recognize that based on what I've been seeing on Twitter and the excitement, that some of you who listen would find that interesting as well. So you can whatever. Look up Optic Chicago on Twitter. You'll find their Twitter account. Scump is on their team. I think some other people as well. So, yeah, you can look into that. So, anything else we missed, Goat? Anything you want to add?
No, I don't think so. I mean, especially not about CDL league. I mean, I guess it's cool that we have a professional Call of Duty league. I mean, growing up playing Call of Duty, you would never think that's a thing.
Yeah,
but
agree.
If you have a life, you probably don't have enough time to follow it.
Yeah, agree.
Which,
yeah. Well, none of our listeners have lives. Let's be super clear.
Yeah, I'm also on a podcast about Call of Duty at 1 o'clock in the morning during the week. So,
correct.
Correct.
Yeah, but even outside of CDL, is there any other, I don't know, Cold War leak news, anything?
No, not Cold War info. I mean, I'm pretty pumped for the game. I'm excited. So we'll see how accurate we were tonight in about a couple of hours.
Indeed.
Right? So I'm excited. Go join the Discord, though. We talked about the custom Warzone lobbies. We're going to be doing those. So get in the Discord.
True. So, Goat, I'm going to wrap this bitch up, but it is late for you, so I'm going to send you on your way here. So, GoatedOat, thank you again for filling in. It was great having you. You did very well by my estimation. Again, follow the man, twitch.tv/GoatedOat, GoatedOat, Twitter at the same handle. And then, is there anything else we should know about you, where to find you, etc.?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, all the same handle, GoatedOat. So drop by if you like. I usually hop on stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the pod on Wednesdays. And then I'll do usually a pretty long stream on the weekends one day. So just follow me on Twitter. We have a good time, do some giveaways once in a while. But I had a great time on the podcast. I appreciate you letting me come on. I'm glad all 95 other people that you reached out to couldn't do it. So it was a good time.
That's fake news, but yeah. Thanks, dude. Thanks for coming on again. Twitch.tv/GoatedOat. Give him a follow. Follow him on Twitter as well. And yeah, you work tomorrow like me, but it's late as shit for you, so you should
Yes, sir.
You should go to sleep by my estimation.
Okay, I'm gonna hop out of here. Everyone, I appreciate it, and stay humble.
Okay, stay humble, dude. Take it easy.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. So big shout out to GoatedOat. Now I'm gonna, of course, wrap this bitch. Normally we would be reading iTunes reviews here, but again, this is a fairly long broadcast this evening, and I'm going to again table the iTunes reviews. Fret not if you wrote one and I haven't read it yet. I will read it, just not tonight. So fucking get scammed, get shit on, deal with it, figure it out, etc. And thank you, of course. So also the new Xbox is out, I guess. So I have nothing to say about that other than it's out and some people have it. So cool. I've heard some good things about it, that it looks as expected. And as GoatedOat said in the chat, I've heard some not great things about it, such as that they are on fire. Now, Xbox, so there's like this video of like an Xbox that's like smoking. And then there's this one faction of people saying it's a joke. Some dude blew a vape into his Xbox and that's why it looks like it's smoking. And then there's another faction, including Power GPU, friend of the pod, who are saying, no, dude, that's actual smoke. Like, it's an actual, like, problem, whatever. I don't know, and I don't care, and also don't buy consoles. But the new Xbox is out, I guess. So, good for you, rats. So, that is that. The best way to support us, I will remind you, besides merely listening, is to join the Patreon. 4 bonus episodes a month, weekly hangouts, which are going to include, as GoatedOat said, these custom Warzone lobbies, which is going to be really fucking fun. So if you want to get in on that, patreon.com/thedropshot, $5 a month, 4 bonus episodes a month. And then there's more shit. If you wanted to get in on that, you can see the website for details. And of course, you get access to all of the past bonus episodes instantly. Right now, we have 12 out. By the end of November, we will have 16 out. Because as I said in the announcements, we're a little late on November episodes. That is by design. Because we wanted to wait for Cold War to be out before we started recording any. So November is, of course, as all months will, still going to have 4 bonus episodes. But for November, they're all going to be backloaded. So you're going to be getting a lot toward the end of this month because we wanted to wait to play Cold War to get those out to you. Twitter.com/Razinon, Twitch.tv/Razinon, Instagram RazinontTV, YouTube.com/Razinon. It's so absurd how close I am to monetizing. And by the way, Twitch is doing a bunch of DMCA shit and like banning people left and right for like deleted videos that are literally 7 years old. That might happen to me, in which case there's no more Twitch channel, and I'll be live streaming on YouTube if that happens. It's not likely, but it's possible. All of which is to say, youtube.com/Razinon. Go subscribe now. It's free, and I'm very close to monetizing, which would again cost you nothing. So go fucking subscribe, please. for the love of Christ. Of course, Amazon Prime, link your Twitch account. You can give us a Prime sub. You used to be able to do that at twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot, but that account no longer exists because he's an ex-co-host. So instead, go to twitch.tv/Razinon. Give me your Prime sub. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes, and I will read your review if you write one. Even if you don't write a review, the 5 stars really helps, so please go do that. We have 2 merch stores. People have been buying the merch, posting pictures in the Discord, on social media. It has been both fun and exciting to see, and it is top-notch, high-tier loot. So see those links. We have 2 of them. Join the fucking Discord, of course, growing every goddamn day. And it is our hub for organizing giveaways, tech support, finding groups to play multiplayer and Warzone with, creating new friends, communities. There are a number of people in the Discord now who are like good friends who play together every day that would have never done that if they hadn't joined the Discord and met each other. So get in on that. If you don't have anyone to play with or anyone to talk to, if you're on the verge of suicide, our Discord can help. This is not medical advice, of course, but it is a small but vibrant and extremely humble community, which I think you should get in on. So see the link in the description. Join the fucking Discord. And of course, last, but certainly not least, an extra special thank you to our Damascus patrons. Mr. Salmonella, J. Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, Tequila Sir Rockingbird, Face Esquire, Tyler H., Gift Curse, Adam H., Sniff Sniff Hambone, change it, Jimmy M., Von Trapp, Osty Menace, Vesterg, GoatedOat, Josh V., Papa Shitto, Civ, Dread Pirate Roberts, Dr. J. Webb, Derek R., Wade M., It's the Pickle, That Dirty Clap, Killicam, Pre-Shock, Garrett S., Jada Pinkett Smith, Lemur Party, Freeze, The Dave Daily, Young Evan Read a Book, The Homie Deacon Cheese, thanks for the giveaway again, Brandon L., Rizzle Music, Sean B., Manny Marr, Derek C., Samuel, Cope Cowboy, on Twitch TV as well, Notoriety, also on Twitch TV, Thomas L., and last, but certainly not least, an extra special thank you to our one and only Obsidian patron, the Dropshot Patriarch, the Vaping Viking. I would also like to say thank you, Grapeseas, for the 100 more biddies, and Mr. Logitech Median for the 3 more Gifty Boys. Lots of support, lots of love this evening. I very much appreciate it. This is officially our last podcast before Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is released. Part 3 of our year in review series was kind of our sending off of MDub in an official capacity, but this is our technically very last podcast episode we ever do before Cold War comes out. And there is going to be a lot less talk about MDub in the future, ever. But there will be, of course, still quite a bit of talk about Warzone, because Warzone is, of course, going to be integrated and seamlessly transitioned with Cold War. So, nonetheless, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And, as always, remember, stay humble. Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.